Hello everyone, my name is Wei Chao. Today I'm gonna present my desk research for women who suffering from domestic violence. Before I start my presentation, can I ask you guys a question? Like, what if you heard or knew someone who suffer from domestic violence, and those who is your friends or family members, or just someone? What will you do, and what will you say to them? Could you bring the answer through the presentation? So through my presentation, there are 4 parts in it, including introduction, method, finding, and future. And this presentation will focus on export women who suffer from domestic violence. The percentage of domestic violence has reduced over the last 10 years with the support of the government and the relevant agency. So today we are gonna analyze the background of the domestic violence and how commercial products will help them, and the music therapy, how music can help them to shape their future experience after they have left. So at first we need to talk about what is the domestic violence. The first is that the domestic violence is the persistent threat to the health and well-being of the women and girls. Found by several authors, they point out that domestic violence causes social damage to the victim relationship, family, community, and financial cost to society, including the medical cost, mental health cost, and lost productive. And the most important part is women even will lose their life. And the third thing is the battering by a partner can cause a female victim to become an offender. So what is IPV, which is physical and or sexual violence, and also the physiological or emotional abuse, and which happened in the boyfriend, girlfriend, ex-husband, or ex-boyfriend, or dating. So through this research report, I use keyword and save it and scan it in the ACM or Google Scholar and UTS library, and then I found some keywords like women domestic violence, women domestic violence, and female, and IPV and female domestic violence, and understand the female and music domestic violence. And I found 23 reading relevant with my topic, but I used 12 reading in this report. So in this research report, what I want to know is understand the situation, life, and experience of the women who live in domestic violence, why they choose to stay in their relationship, and understand and respect their experience. In some research, the impact of the social demographic factor, education, income, race, and marriage stage on the level of the risk of the IPV remained controversial. Class, income, and employment might be more important than the race as a risk factor for IPV. And among the more vulnerable group are young women with disability, women experience economic hardship, women who have experienced abuse as a children, or witnessed domestic violence, while poverty and lower educational are the major reason they do not leave the partner. So before I share my finding, I will answer the question what I asked before I present. In the past, I would ask that just quit the relationship, just end up the total relationship. But in the finding, I realized nothing is not that easy, and the reason why they can't leave their partner because of the financial dependence or lack of their social support or the commitment to the relationship, and they lose their lack of power. And also if they wanna I understood their life. And also abuse, harassment, and stalking often happen when someone tries to leave an abuser partner. Because of this, breaking up or leaving an abused partner is often the most dangerous time for the victim. Sometimes cutting off all the communication can increase the dangers of the abuser behavior and increasing their safety risk. So that's why it's very important we have to make a plan and how commercial product can help those women. The 5 app I look for regarding commercial product will be there, Sunny, Daisy, and ARC and my plan. When we look at the commercial product that central on the experience of women experience domestic violence, we should look at whether their design help the women to understand themselves better, respect their privacy, and decide with their safety and well-being in mind, involving women in the design and work together improve their life through the humane activities and inclusive. We are living in the generation with technology. For some abuser, technology is a tool to spy on their victim. So privacy and security are very important for designing that center on the female experience. Be there is a different application from the other apps, which is a bystander support application for victim of the domestic violence, and which has a educational resource and tools to support user in helping or identify people who are experiencing domestic violence. And 1,100 Respect, a national domestic violence counseling service, has developed 2 apps for women facing domestic violence called Sunny and Daisy. Sunny's interface is like weather forecast. It will only display the information when the user presses so Sunny. The app is designed with disabled women in mind and is aimed at women who with disability and facing with domestic violence. On the other hand, they see link people who have experienced violence or abuse to local service, allow user to select their state or region to find the service near them. ARC is more like a diary, allowing user to upload a photo, video, and audio, as well as recall when happened that day, when and how they felt about it. The app is for victims of domestic violence, and the information record to help them to protest and provide the important information to trust friends or police or count, and to reduce the number of time they have to review the memory and avoid the second time hurt. And my plan is a safety planning application that provides safety tips and plan for individuals who are not ready or able to leave their abuse. It's really important to make sure they offer the best support for the user. However, there's some problem of those apps, such as the user have like the data memory to follow them when they downloading from the app store. And also they don't have for example, Daisy and Sunny, they don't have the Face ID or password to make sure their privacy and safety. So our experience grew out a previous experience and help shape the future experience. This is the sentence from the Experience Center Design book. Although I could not find any commercial product related to music, which is more of the therapy for women experience intimate partner violence after leaving the partner. The impact of music is different from everyone, and when studying in interactive design music with the women who have experienced the IPV, they have a direct research moreover how music can help the victim rather than the sound. So, what happened when women who left the IPV? They will have the symptoms of anxiety, weak folk, and sleep. They can't sleep after they entering the chalet. In most study, music has been analyzed in terms of how women find themselves or help them improve their self-esteem and to help them recover their sense of self-worth and reduce depression and communicate it. However, last report states that the sleep state of the women after the leaving an IP. So how the music can help them through the music therapy intervention, the women in the charlotte experience positive change in their society level and the sleep palette. And the group music therapy with the women who have experienced IPV can create a positive recovery environment and more support for the victim. The author of the however, the study did not specify the type of the music. There are only few articles show the victim sing songs by few female singer or songwriters that including the full range of their experience from Lady Gaga, Rihanna, Beyonce, Lizzo, and many others, and that they found the melodies in them to soothe them. However, this article doesn't share any research data to support it. So, in this research, I realized how important that we need to understand their situation, then we design something for them to improve their future life experience. And the way how we talk to them, we need to think about which way they will accept. For example, like, if you talk with the women who have a children, then you need to say that, like, maybe I would say that, like, I'd like to talk with you about you and your children's safe. Then maybe they can easy to speak up, and also listen to them is really important. And many research about the women who suffer from domestic violence, there is not enough report to explore how the music improves their sleeping quality. Then this is the direction we can go through. Before I end up this presentation, if you or someone you know is impacted by sexual assault, domestic or family violence, please call 1-800-RESPECT on 1-800-737-732 or visit their website. If an agency, please call 000. Thank you for listening my presentation.